Someone left a comment on a recent video saying, if the awareness behind my eyes is the same as the awareness behind your eyes, then you should be aware of what I'm aware of. I'm not sure what you mean by that. So let's start with the mind. The mind is everything that you experience as a person. It is your thoughts, your sensations and feelings, your hopes and dreams, your preferences, your desires. All of these things make up the mind. And notice something about these things. They are all temporary. They all come and go. A thought will arise and pass again. An emotion will rise up and it will reach a peak and then it will dissolve away again. Even your sense of who you are shifts and changes over the course of your life. Your mind is not my mind. I can't read your thoughts and you can't read my thoughts. But there is a question that keeps getting asked across all of the great contemplative traditions, and that is, what is it that is aware of all of these things? What is it that knows when a thought arises? What is it that has a feeling when emotions rise and pass away again? You are not the thought. You are what is aware of the thought. You are not the feeling. You are what notices the feeling as it comes and goes. And when we look for that, for the actual awareness, we find that it doesn't seem to have an edge. It doesn't have a particular size or shape or location, and it is not made of thoughts or feelings, and it doesn't come and go in the same way that thoughts and feelings come and go. And this is what the traditions mean by consciousness or awareness. It is not a synonym for mind. Consciousness is the space in which the mind arises. The mind arises within consciousness. Now here's an example that I think is quite helpful in understanding this, and I've mentioned it before on this channel. So think back to when you were a child, and at that point you would have had different thoughts and different feelings, you would have had different hopes and different dreams. Essentially, you had a very different mind back then to what you have now. But even though your mind has changed over this time, you wouldn't say that the awareness has changed. Most people would agree that the awareness that was looking out from behind the eyes of that child is the same as the awareness looking out from behind our eyes right now. You cannot see into the mind of that child. The thoughts and the feelings and the emotions and everything that made up the mind of the child are gone. But the awareness has remained. It is unbroken. So if the same awareness can exist in a gap between minds across time, over years and decades, why can't the same awareness persist in a gap between minds over space? My mind is finite and your mind is finite, and in the same way that you can't see into the mind of your childhood self, you can't see into my mind. But both minds are arising in the same awareness, separated by space in the same way that your childhood mind and your adult mind are separated by time. The boundary is between the minds, not between the consciousness. So to answer the question directly, no, of course we can't see into each other's minds, but the awareness in which both minds arise is the same. Nisargadatta Maharaj put it simply when he said, all exists in awareness. Awareness neither dies nor is born. It is the changeless reality itself. The contemplative traditions are pointing towards something that lies beneath experience. When we sit quietly and we let the mind settle and we pay attention to our experience and our thoughts slow down, we can start to notice awareness itself, and that awareness doesn't have any walls around it. The sense of being a separate, private, enclosed self turns out to be a feature of the mind, of the thoughts and feelings and memories that constitute a person. The awareness underneath does not have that enclosure. And this actually has consequences for how we live, rather than just being some kind of philosophical idea. Because when I realize that the awareness behind my eyes is the same as the awareness behind your eyes, and behind the eyes of every single sentient being, then compassion takes on a whole new level. To recognize the suffering of another being, be it human or animal, is to recognize something happening in the same awareness that you are happening. This is why every tradition that touches this insight arrives at the same place. Love your neighbour as yourself. treat others as you would like to be treated. Because essentially, deep down, there is no other. So a mind is finite and temporary and personal, and it is made up of thoughts and feelings and sensations and everything that constitutes what a person is. Yet consciousness or awareness is the space in which all of that arises, the space in which every mind appears. But we tend to identify more with the mind and less with the awareness in which the mind arises. If you want to explore ideas like this further, then watch this video next.